my LeBron. Just ah! Oh man, listen, welcome back to For Nostalgic Reasons, man. And man, I haven't recorded a solo video since the day before my birthday. I haven't recorded I haven't been in front of the camera since a little bit after my birthday. So for those who don't know, my birthday was August 6th, but I made a whole video about that, just reflecting on the year being 25. I'm 26 now. So I did that, but yo, listen, man, I haven't been in front of a camera for pretty much a month, and I know it's the the cliche thing to say nowadays, but I really needed to take a break just from my mental. I was just going into different dark areas in my mind, and just just going through depression and stuff like that, and through this time off, I just really started figuring out different things about myself. But before I get into all of that, the things that are coming up for the channel, I want to, because I missed a lot of things. There's a bunch of things that I've been planning to talk about that I haven't gotten to talk about yet. There's a bunch of videos that I haven't that I have in the works that I've been planning for. I just haven't gotten to it. For instance, the new Dragon Ball Z movie that just came out. I'm going to do a video about that because I went to go see that the day before it came out. Dragon Ball Superhero. Come on, man. I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. If you guys see in the background of my of the I Can't Even Sleep podcast, you already know what it is. We're Dragon Ball fans over here. So I definitely got to do a video about that. Heavenly Productions. If anyone knows my Heavenly Productions series, I'm doing a Heavenly Productions Part 3. What else is in the works? I don't have a specific name. I don't want to give away everything. But there's a bunch of stuff that's coming. And I've said that in the past, but I got you. I promise I got you. But yeah, man. This video, one thing I want to get into the habit of doing, and I don't know if this is going to be a strictly YouTube thing. I don't know if it's going to be. I'm going to break it off into another platform. But I want to make a video series. I haven't really figured out the time yet, but I really want to make a video series just talking about different lessons I've learned, different as I'm growing and stuff like that. I want to have that documented. If no one watches it, hey, listen, at least I'll be the person to watch it. But I think that overall, there's a lot of people that can what I'm saying, what I'm learning. I think I can definitely help teach a lot of people certain things and help them avoid different pitfalls that I may have fallen into or that I've almost fallen into. And I really just want to have that documented. And I really because there's a lot of times I'm in my head a lot. I'm in my head about a lot of things. And I just really think that instead of just being in my head about a lot of things and having everything just stack up in my head and just be oh my God, it's just so much stuff. I really just want to be able to verbalize it. And I've gotten into the habit of actually talking to myself again. Just talking myself through different things, saying words of affirmation to myself, just different things. I've gotten into the habit recently, about a week ago, of just talking to myself, just calming myself down, just instead of just being in my head about it and just thinking about it so much, just actually verbalize it. So I want to do that on camera. Like I said, I don't know if that's going to be a YouTube thing. I don't know if that's going to be, maybe I might bring that to TikTok or maybe my Instagram. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet, but this is what I'm going to start. I'm going to start it here first, actually. So. Like I said, I've taken a month off, man, and what actually made me take the break is just started it was I went to the hospital earlier last month in August, a little bit before my birthday. Went to the hospital. It was a whole week, and I said it in one of the podcast episodes, but I didn't really talk about it because I was kind of uncomfortable just saying it, but I'll rehash it here. I went to the hospital earlier last month, and I was dealing with a lot of just anxiety, just going through just a lot of anxiety, and just a lot of things just in my mind, just a lot of stress, financial stress, just excuse me, I've been I take a lot of time by myself, and I didn't realize that until recently how much I'm really by myself. With my job, I don't have I work at FedEx and stuff like that. I don't really have co-workers like that. I go to work, and throughout the whole entire day, unless I go out and actually like hang out with people like Jalen I hang out with all the time, but like, unless I go out and hang out with like actual friends and stuff like that, like I'm pretty much to myself for the most part. And I had to like notice that, because I'm like, why am I so like in my head all the time? Like, why am I so, you know, da 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 da? But what happened was basically I was just stressing about just like I said, financial stress, just being in my head, just about like, I felt betrayed by a lot of people, just like, oh my God, like I don't have any friends, da da da, like I don't hang out with nobody no more, because like when I was younger, I was usually the person that was just so outgoing, so like I'd be the person to like, if I had friends, I'd bring those friends over to these friends, and then they would be friends, and like I would just be a more outgoing person. And as of like the past few years, I've been I've been walled off. I've been like secluded. I've isolated myself a lot, and I've talked to a lot of people. I've talked to my like people in my family. I've talked to certain friends, and they're just like, yo, like human beings aren't meant to be by themselves. It's just not. That's just not how they're supposed to. It's not what's supposed to happen. You can see with people that are in jail and stuff like that. They're in isolation a lot. They go crazy. Like just being in isolation all the time. Just staying to yourself. You start talking to yourself. Just not in a bad. I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad, but you know, they just start talking to themselves. They just start going through a whole bunch of just like your mind plays tricks on you basically. And that's kind of similar to what was happening to me. Of course, I'm not in jail or anything, but you know, my mind just started playing tricks on me. Just started like thinking about certain things that were maybe, you know, not as bad as what reality was, but you know, I'm just like thinking in my head, like, oh my God, man, like this really happened, like the world's really falling down, like da-da-da. And it just that cycle just kept going on and on, just like being by myself and not really talking to anybody and feeling as though I had no one to talk to. So like I said, I was just alone, and all that stuff, all that stress, all that pressure, all that whatever I was putting on myself started stacking up to the point where I couldn't sleep. So like I would be in my at night. I would literally sleep maybe 3 hours a night, maybe, and I would be like kind of like saying that in a joking way to certain people. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm good. Like I'll be good. Like I'll go to work or whatever, and I like won't be tired until I come home and crash. I'll crash on the couch, but like I'll be like, yeah, you know, for at least like 3 weeks straight, I would get like maybe like 2-3 hours of sleep a night. And I just was like, I was working on the podcast and stuff like that, and I was like working and just kept working and stuff like that. But I just wasn't sleeping because whenever I would go to sleep, I literally felt like a pressure in my chest. Like I felt as though like it was just waking me up out of my sleep. Like I felt like my chest was literally like sinking in. So like that kept happening. That's one of the. I didn't really necessarily tell anybody about that, but like that's what was one of the reasons why I was not actually like sleeping, is because that kept happening to me, and I was like anxious to go to sleep. So a little bit before my birthday, or like I went to the hospital on the 3rd of August, or the 3rd or 4th. That whole entire week prior, I forget exactly what day it was, but that whole entire week prior, literally every single time I would go to sleep, like I would like close my eyes for a little bit, and like my chest literally feel like it was like sinking in, and I'm like, oh my God, like I literally feel like I'm like having a heart attack in my sleep, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I would just like stop breathing in my sleep. So I would just feel like, I would like scare me to the point where I'm just like, and I look around, I'm like, bro, this is stupid. Like, what the, come on, dog. Like, what am I doing? And I'll be so afraid to go right back to sleep. So I'll watch something and try to take my mind off of it. And then I'll kind of like doze off a little bit. And then, you know, it may happen once or twice again, or it might happen again. And then, you know, I'll try to get as much sleep as I possibly could. But like it was getting like more and more frequent, to the point where like even if like I'm dead tired, like I'm like, oh my God, like my body is just so tired, I would like close my eyes a little bit, and all of a sudden that sinking feeling would happen. And I had to realize, like, or I'm getting ahead of myself. What happened was like I got really tired of like that happening, because I'm like, yo, like, am I really about to like check out of here like this? Like, come on, dog, like what's happening? And I was like looking into my diet. I'm like, I'm not eating any like trash. I don't know why I'm not eating. It's not like I'm not eating good. Like I'm not eating terrible, or I'm not eating great, but I'm not eating terrible either. So I'm just like, yo, what is happening? Like I don't understand what's happening with my body. So one night, like I said, like I just was like close my eyes just a little bit, and I would like wake myself out of my sleep. And like it happened like literally like 3 times back to back to back. And I'm just like, yo, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, listen, I gotta go to the hospital. Like I gotta go to the hospital. Like this is not this isn't normal. I don't know what this is, but this isn't normal, and I don't know what's happening with my body. So, and it literally felt like I felt like my arm and stuff was like getting kind of numb. I'm like, bro, this is what a heart attack like feel like. Of course, everyone does their like Google searches and stuff like that, and they're like, yo, like call 911 right now. So I'm doing my Google searches, and that's just like oh my god, like my mind's like racing. So once again, luckily, the only person I knew that would be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, wide awake at 3 o'clock in the morning, my man Jay Lynn, man, my bro, my partner in crime. My guy, hit my guy up, because I was like, I tried to hit my dad up, tried to hit up different people, and my dad, like, shout out to him, but he works and stuff like that, and I knew I was hoping he might be up, but I was like, nah, this man's definitely asleep. Try to hit him up, you sleep, and I was like, I don't know anyone else that might be up at this time, so I was like, and I didn't feel comfortable with driving myself, so I was like, all right, I was like, Jay, I was like, bro, you gotta be up, bro. Called him, thank God this man was up. I was like, yo, like, I don't know what's going on with my body, but literally I feel like I'm having a heart attack right now. Like, and I don't know how to stop it. I'm struggling to breathe. Like, I don't know what's going on with me. Can you take me to the hospital? Shout out to him. He came through, took me to the hospital, and I went there, and like, once like we actually got into once they like started checking up on me, I started feeling better. Like the whole entire ride there, I still had that same feeling like, oh my god, like what's happening? Once I got into the back room, because like I had to check in and stuff like that, I was still feeling like kind of out of it. Once I got into the back room, I was like, oh, all right, I'm good now, because I felt as though I was like, my mind was calm. I was like, all right, like if anything were to happen, like these nurses or whatever are around to like revive me or whatever it is that's gonna happen. They were right here to help me. So my mind was kind of at ease once I got to the back room. And overall, like they checked all my blood pressure. They checked they checked my heart. They checked I think my lungs. They checked me out basically. I forget everything they checked out, but they checked up on me, and everything. I'm healthy. Like there's nothing wrong with me. I'm actually in great health, to be honest with you. Because when they looked at my heart, there was like the one nurse, or I'm assuming the nurse. She asked me, she's like, yeah, are you an athlete? I was like, yeah, kind of. She was like, yeah, like your heart is like, you have like a runner's heart. Like, that's what she said, like a runner's heart or whatever. Like your heart is like actually in good shape and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh snap, like, okay. So I was like, oh, all right. Well, like, she's like, yeah, like, have you been experiencing a lot of like anxiety and stress lately? And I was like, hell yeah, I've been experiencing a lot of stress and anxiety lately, yeah. And she was just like, yeah, I think that might be what it is. And they wanted to put me on like a bunch of like medication and stuff like that. They asked me, of course, am I taking like medication and stuff like that. I was just like, nah, I'm not taking nothing. But they wanted me to take a whole bunch of like medication. I'm not the type of person to take like pills or anything like that. I don't like taking pills. I learned from my pop, like when they try to put him on like blood pressure, he has like high blood pressure and stuff like that. They put him on blood pressure medicine. Like those pills and stuff that he was taking, or the medicine that he was taking, was like messing up his kidneys. So like ever since like he told me about that, and I didn't even grow up taking pills. Like I didn't grow up taking like medicine or anything like that. But that main thing, like when he told me about like, yeah, that's like messing up like with my kidneys and stuff like that. Like that's really what like put me off to like, I was like, I'm cool. Like whatever it is that I have to take, like I'll figure out like try to figure out like a natural way to take a medicine and try to like get my health together. And, you know, that's been working for me, except for with the anxiety and stuff like that. But, like I said, like, that was just a sign. I was just like, yo, like, I just need to really get myself together. And I tried to, like, push through it. Like, I started, like, recording different episodes and stuff like that. And I really tried to, like, push through it. I'm like, yeah, you know, I can't afford to, like, stop this YouTube thing. I'm not even close to where I want to be. So I'm like, I can't necessarily stop. But like my mind and stuff like that, like once again, like even after I got out of the hospital, like a few days after I was out of the hospital, I kept having that like sinking feeling in my chest and stuff like that. But it eventually went away. But I just like really had to figure out ways to like have more of a positive mindset. Whenever I'm like I'm like one of those people that really overthinks a lot of situations, like and mostly in every situation I try to think like like thoroughly all the way through. I try to make sure I exhaust almost every single option before like, you know, I either ask for help or before whatever. I try to really like try to solve it on my own. And I just was really just like in my head. But like once again, like if I'm like in a negative mind space, like I would keep thinking about like, yo, like, you know, this happened, what if this is gonna happen? And like, yo, like, you know, like this happened once, like, yo, did it, like, my mind would just all of a sudden go down like a rabbit hole, just like a bunch of negative thoughts, bunch back to back to back to back to back. So I really had to train my mind to stop doing that. Like try to have a positive mindset. Try to, instead of being like so depressed on like, yo, like this isn't going right for me, da 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 da. I tried to flip it onto like, you know, being grateful about certain things. And not even just thinking it in my head, just saying it out loud. Even if I'm like by myself, or most of the time, since I am by myself, not even when I'm by myself, but since I'm by myself a lot of the time throughout the day, I speak positivity out loud to myself. Like, yo, like I tried to change my how I say certain things. Instead of saying I want to do such and such and such and such, I'm like, yo, I am gonna do, or I am this, or did it. Like I try to switch up how I'm talking. And the power of manifestation is real. Like, it's real. It's so real. Like, certain things I manifested, like when in terms of like trying to get out of like a current. I don't want to be too specific right now, but when it comes to getting out of certain situations or being put into certain situations, I just speak on it. I speak on it like, yo, like I want this to happen, or this is gonna happen. Or even if I'm saying it sarcastically, like, yo, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. It started happening for me. So I really tried to switch my mindset up on just trying to really be, you know, more positive, and just like stop being so like, yo, like this is happening to me. Why is this happening to me? Like, man, why this person coming into my life, or if they're just gonna do this and just like leave out my life again, or why did they do this and da 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 da. Instead of being like, yo, all right, this person came into my life for this amount of time. What did I learn from that situation? Oh, they taught me this, 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 and this. Or it could have been, or I could have been like, I'm grateful that they did come into my life for this reason, because before that I was, you know, wasn't as, you know, mindful, or I didn't know the things I know now because of this person. So like I really just tried to like focus on like the more of the positive. And no one's like a super like positive person. Like there's not a person that's out here just like, oh my God, I'm positive, I'm happy 24/7, da da da. There's no one like that. But in having negative thoughts and stuff like that, that's sometimes that is just natural. But as long as you're just not, or I just want to make sure I wasn't consumed by the negativity is what I'm trying to say. I didn't want to be super consumed by it. I didn't want it to be like, yo, like this is so bad, like, oh my God, I just want to like check out of here. Like I just really, you know, I just had to remind myself that all these negative situations that are happening right now, they're just temporary. Even with the positive things that's happening, you gotta remember, like, some of this stuff is temporary. Like, you know, I'm happy for right now, you know, tomorrow we'll see what happens. So that's one thing I've been just really been focusing on this past month, just being like, not going down this rabbit hole of negative thoughts, and just really trying to be appreciative of the people. Excuse me, that burp and stuff. Try to be really appreciative of the people that are in my life, the people that even if they aren't in my life anymore, the people that have taught me a bunch of lessons along the way, or that have, you know, whatever the benefits are of knowing certain people, or knowing what the certain situations are. I try to be super positive about those things, and that's, you know, it's doing its thing. It's not, I'm not as consumed with negative thoughts anymore, but this is just right now. Like I said, this is something that I've just been practicing for the past month. So like yesterday, for instance, like I have a bunch of, listen, my financial situation right now is just, that's what I'm saying. Like I should be out like doing, like trying to figure out a way to, you know, get the bread and stuff like that, get some bread coming in. But this is more important. I had to get this video in. But like just financially, like, oh my God, bro. Financially, man, listen, it's out of pocket, bro. It's out of pocket over here. Like I gotta. that's more of the things I've been stressing about more than anything. So I just really got to get that together. But yeah, man. Like I said, I just really wanted to just verbalize my thoughts. I want to get into a series where like I learn, like where I document the different things that I'm learning as I'm going on this this journey called life. So I really just wanted to get these things documented. But that's about it, man. And shout outs. Listen, I'm recording this September 7th, 2022. I just want to, I'm wearing this shirt for a reason. Today is the anniversary of, you know, the GOAT. The GOAT, in my opinion. I'll say it till the end of time. My man got shot out in Vegas. He survived 6 days later. September 13th, I'm going to make a tribute video for my guy. But this day in history, man, that day, September 7th, 1996, that day changed history forever. Or that night changed history forever. So I had to wear my guy on my shirt. I had to show respect. So rest in peace to the greatest of all time, the GOAT. I don't care what nobody says. Mr. Tupac Shakur. Had to show a tribute to my guy. So yeah, man. But going forward, like I said, I got a bunch of videos. I got a bunch of video ideas that I really want to work on. Oh, another thing, tripping. Another thing. We've gone through a little bit of a brand change. I know for those who've been checking on the channel, I changed the video from For Nostalgic Reasons to Under the Umbrella, and I switched it back to For Nostalgic Reasons for, once again, it goes into the whole stress situation, what I've been stressing about. When I changed it to Under the Umbrella, my whole mindset for changing that was that I was really trying to start a mini production company. So I had like Jalen and stuff like that, like certain situations happened with him. I'm not going to talk on his business, but what was supposed to happen was that like, you know, he was supposed to get like his like he plays football and stuff like that. I was going to get a bunch of his highlights and football highlights. I was going to record some of his stuff, put it on the channel, here on the channel, along with the podcast that we both do. So that was going to be his content for the channel. I was going to have my own thing, like I said, with the podcast, along with the For Nostalgic Reasons whole brand. And I was going to bring in a couple other people to join in with the whole podcast, or with the whole channel concept. They were going to bring in their whole concepts of, like, I had a couple other people that were going to come in. Megan was another one that was supposed to come in and contribute some of her ideas or whatever she wanted to do, contribute to the channel. Just certain situations kind of fell through. And I don't blame, once again, this is not shade to any of those people. It just didn't work out. I really realized that I have to be the leader, and I have to be the person to, this whole entire thing that I'm doing, this is my dream. And I can't expect other people, or I can't wait on other people to, you know, hop on the well, not even the bandwagon, but hop on to what I want to do, or expect them to push as hard for my dream. I just can't expect that from certain people. I love those people to death. And through whatever, I love them till I'm out of here. But I just can't afford to wait on other people to make my dreams come true. I have to be the person. I have to be the engine to drive this whole mission, this whole goal of mine, this everything. I have to be the person to do that. So that's something that I really had to learn. Once again, this month off, I've been thinking, bro. Come on, dog. We've been elevating around here. But I have to be the person to drive this whole entire thing. And like I said, this is my dream at the end of the day. It's not, they have different goals that they want to do for themselves. And by all means, like, you know, if they need my help with any of those things, I got their back 10,000%. And I know that they have my back 10,000% with the things I've done. They've come on here and they've showed love on here. But in order to, I can't just wait on them to be like, yo, we got to do this. Like, just can't. Like I have to be the person to do this. And I have to be disciplined in my mindset of continuing to do this. I can't like wait on them or be like, yo, like, are we doing this today? Da, 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 da. And they, like, whatever. Like, once again, it's not a diss to them. It's just, I have to be the person to do it. And I really just want to practice on being, you know, the leader that I want to be. I just really want to be a leader, or I am going to be a leader. And I am going to be, you know, the driving force. I'm going to be, you know, the person I set my, how do I say this? I'm going to be this, get it together. I'm going to be the person, whatever, we'll come back to that. I'm gonna be him. How about that? I'm gonna be him. So, yeah, man. Just, that's what's been going on with me lately. We're gonna be back on the grind. My living situation will change fairly soon. So the setup that you see now will not be the setup for the long term. And change is gonna be coming fairly soon, so there might be a little bit of a pause for that, but until that point I will be uploading more often. I don't want to put, you know, a timetable on it, or I'm gonna be doing this every day. I don't want to do that, but I will be uploading, more often until that point, and then the video will come out in my new area, and I'll explain, or my new location, and I'll explain the whole entire situation on how that came about, and, you know, whatever. But until then, I love y'all. You gotta remember, the sky's the limit. It's not even the limit anymore. I gotta figure out another one. I gotta figure out another saying. I gotta figure out another affirmation. But for lack of a better term, the sky is the limit unless you want to be an astronaut. And you ultimately make things happen. At the end of the day, this is your life, this is your video game, this is your story, this is your thing, man. And you make things happen. Your biggest opponent in life will always be you, and you will be your toughest critic, you will be your toughest opponent, you'll be your toughest anything. But you can also be your own best friend, you can also be your own driving force, you can be your own force, you can be, it's just a you versus you battle every single day, and you have the power to conquer whatever you want to conquer in this lifetime. So just keep that in mind, and I love y'all. I appreciate the support that I've been getting so far, and listen, we're coming up on a year of doing this thing, so it'll be a year on the 23rd, today's the 7th, so coming up on a year in this YouTube thing, and I'm only getting started. So once again, I love y'all, and all those things, man. So once again, peace out.